Hello guys, and welcome to my first F1 related YouTube video on this YouTube channel. And you may ask yourself, Jenny, why are you choosing to name your channel Most Average DTS Fan? And I can tell you why. It was because of a lovely comment I got under my recent TikTok videos. By the way, hi, I'm Jenny. I do F1 related commentary TikToks on TikTok, obviously. And one of the comments I got was, most average Drive to Survive fan. And my first reaction was to be like, okay, wow, that's mean. And my second reaction was, well, but it's true. Then I needed to think a little bit of why my first connection with the statement was a negative one. And I think it is because a lot of the original Formula One fans have a negative feeling about people who were coming to the sport through the Netflix show Drive to Survive. And I am completely honest, I am one of those people who came because of Drive to Survive. I was one of the very annoying people who, before the show came out, have made statements like, these are just people driving around in a circle, how can you watch it? I was one of them. I was one of the people I despise now. I can't lie, it was hurtful reading this comment, but then after thinking about it a little bit, I was like, okay, why? But there's nothing wrong with being introduced to the sport through a Netflix show, which had the purpose of introducing new fans to the sport. It was the whole thing why they created this show. And even though it kind of became an over-dramatized way of portraying the sport in the end, it is what got me into it, and it was what made me a lot more open-minded in trying out new things and learning new things. Actually, I think, for me at least, it's a very positive thing to come to the sport through Drive to Survive, because it made me a lot more open-minded, and I think I have much more respect for sports in general, because you can't judge things you don't know anything about. And so I don't really understand the people trying to be mean to me for finding something I actually really enjoy. And you know, I came for the drama, but I stayed for the sport. I don't think I invented the sentence. I think I heard it somewhere, but it is so true. It is so true. I was entertained by a show, and by the bickering and the fighting between teammates and between teams, and that's what originally got me hooked, but it evolved into so much more. I'm interested in the different strategies you could take. I'm interested even in the engineering part of it. I'm interested to learn more about the difference in the different F1 cars, and also the difference of an F1 car compared to an F2 car, but I didn't have the time to really learn it yet, because I am a working human, okay? I have things to do in my life. But this sport is such a nice escape for me, and it sounds so cheesy and stupid, but it really contributes a lot to my mental health and my happiness to watch 20 guys driving around in weirdly shaped circles, and that is totally fine, and it makes me happy. And what makes me even more happy is creating content about it and exchanging with people and finding people on the internet who have the same interest. And as much as I love the sport, I also love everything around it. I love the funny TikToks, I love the compilations of press conferences with these funny comments. I love how the social media channels of the F1 teams are becoming a lot more unhinged lately and just posting content that is so entertaining, besides the actual racing, which is the main focus still. Also for me, a Drive to Survive fan, I am always most excited for qualifying and the race, okay? I just like that there is so much more around it, that I can have to entertain myself while there is not a race ongoing. And there's nothing wrong with it. Do I wish I realized how cool the sport was a lot earlier? Of course. Of course. If you ask 100 fans who came through Drive to Survive this question, I am very sure that 90 of them will say, of course I would have wanted to find the sport earlier. Do you know what I would give to be there for Kimi's prime time, for example? I wish I would have experienced a lot of the things I didn't, because I was ignorant towards a sport that now has become my favorite, as you can see. That was a lot more aggressive than I intended it to be. I just wanted to make sure you all realize my cute F1 merch I got going on. That didn't go as planned, but maybe it will prove my point that I am so lucky I found Formula One, because it truly, truly contributes a lot to my happiness. And there's nothing wrong of how I got into the sport, but I'm even more glad that I found the sport the moment I found it. 2020 was the first season I really was focused on and started understanding the things behind cars driving around in a circle, and it has evolved into a huge part of my life and something I can't shut up about. Even at my workspace, everyone knows I'm obsessed with Formula One. I have a Red Bull sticker on my laptop. So I don't know, I just think it's unfair to use Drive to Survive fan as an insult, because it's not true. It is not an insult, and it should not be an insult, and it is fine, you know. And I know that I'm justifying myself a lot, and that maybe that comes across as contradictory to what I am trying to say, but I just would like to contribute to the fact that Drive to Survive fans are cool as well, and are allowed to watch the sport, and are allowed to call themselves Formula One fans, even though we only have been around for a few years. Everyone is allowed to call themselves a fan of a sport if they consider themselves a fan of the sport. You don't need to own as much merch as I do to consider yourself a fan. You don't need to watch every race and every practice session and every qualifying session to say you're a fan. You just need to like something, and it is fine. And I don't know, maybe I just want to share a little more of my opinion and my experience with being a Formula One fan, and sharing with you what I think in a little longer format than I do on my TikTok, which is mainly focused on being shorter than 3 minutes. I just wanted to use the opportunity to say, no matter how you got into the sport, you are justified to call yourself a fan if you consider yourself to be a fan. And you have every right in the world to enjoy a sport, and nobody should make you feel less important or make you feel like you can't try new things, because you can. And maybe you will like it, because I do, and I am very glad I found the sport, and I'm very glad that I now have a little platform where I can share with people what I love about it. And yeah, let's see what I can do with this YouTube channel. And thank you very much for the great name idea to the person who commented this underneath my reaction video. I'm very thankful for your comment. That was not intended to be nice, I think, but I am gaslighting myself into it being a good starting point for me. Starting YouTube videos about one of my favorite things in life, which is Formula One. That sounded very dramatic, but it's true. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!